podcastjuice.net.
Crime. Let's get it together. Education. Let's get it together. Marriage. Let's get it together. Politics. Let's get it together. Full circle. Poverty. Let's get it together. Race. Let's get it together. Full circle. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast Show, episode number 46.
46.
I am Darryl E. McCullough, the Same Poet, and as always, I'm joined by the songstress, who is the best text responder that I've ever known.
Okay, so I've gotten better. I've gotten better at responding to text.
She is the best.
That was not being nice.
No, it's good
sarcasm.
now. It used to suck, but it's good now.
She is great. Carmen L. Miller. And the fitness guru is here, Erica D. White.
Hey.
Right. So let's get ready to have another fun and exciting show
Oh my
from
God,
a
Darryl
perspective.
didn't roast me. I just want to say that. He didn't roast me with an introduction, but go ahead.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
I'm sorry.
It must be my birthday.
That's
I didn't get
awesome.
roasted.
I'm sorry. I will definitely have something by the end of the show.
Oh my God. So let's get ready to have another fun and exciting show from the perspective of a liberal, conservative, and independent state of mind. Today's topic was picked by our special call-in guest, Dave Jackson, who is the host of the School of Podcasting that has been downloaded over 1.5 million times.
Wow.
With over 12 years of podcasting and public appearances, he has helped hundreds of people launch podcasts, us too. He chose for us to discuss the podcasting, the wave of the audio future. Mm-hmm. Dave will join us to discuss the topic a little later in the show.
Man, I want 1.5 million pennies. You know, that's just pennies.
Wow. And Dave is a great guy. I'll say that. And he's also our keynote speaker for the National Podcast Power Conference.
You gotta come out, you guys.
Oh.
Definitely.
How did you get
definitely.
that to happen?
Well, you know, I kind of,
He pulled a few strings.
Okay. No details, right?
I can't say
He
it on
won't share
air.
his secrets.
Oh, wow.
It's Colonel Sanders for ready to get people to be here.
Before we begin, we do want to thank everybody and give our shout outs. So for listening to our sharing our episodes with their family and friends. Also for liking our Facebook page and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to check us out on the Podcast Juice Network. It has great information for Prince fans as well as other podcast shows, including the Michael Dean Show, the Prince Podcast. I happen to be a big fan of the Red Shirts, but hey. Mm-hmm. Also, remember to get your tickets. This is the final push for the National Podcast Power Conference. This event will be held this weekend, Saturday, at the Fatfish Blue in Perrysburg, Ohio. So all you up-and-coming podcasters need to come out and get some great insight, meet and network with great people from around the world. It says national, but we got people from all over the place. If you've been listening, you've heard Australian callers, all type of stuff. There will also be a live concert after the conference.
Wait, who's singing?
Some people I know.
Wow.
How'd you get that to happen?
I just want to know,
I got a connection.
It's not for me, but it's for a friend. Will you be wearing something that covers your, I'm talking about up to the neck or dress down to the
I'm not
knee?
dressing Amish. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be
Why
able to be
would
there.
you want her to dress Amish?
Darryl talks about my performances for being a little too sultry, but hey,
Well, okay.
it happens.
Well,
Wow.
don't miss Carmen. It'll be an awesome conference.
And there will be a neckline.
Wow. Wow. But we also want to thank our gold sponsors for the National Podcast Power Conference. Libsyn, who offers the best, most complete podcast hosting available. I've been with Libsyn for years, and they are awesome in their
We've
technical
been
service.
with Libsyn for years.
He doesn't. He never.
We've. You noticed that?
He doesn't know-
I've been.
He doesn't know how to say.
Come on,
we.
Beyonce, bring it back. We're Destiny's Child now.
Well, we have been with Libsyn for several years, and they've been
I feel like
great.
Kelly. I'm the other lead singer.
Wow. you know what I wanted to ask? I'm always trying to be cool and trying to be hip. Do people say www anymore?
I do.
Really?
I say it because it sounds like I can talk real fast.
Okay. Well, all right. So
But-
you can reach Libsyn at www.libsyn.com, Libsyn. We also want to thank Toledo's own Three Kings Clothing.
3 of them.
This is the apparel company that supplies quality clothing with a connection to pop culture and current events. You can reach them at www.threekingsclothing.com. Also, we want to thank our friends at Podcast Detroit and IT in the D.
Yes.
And we continue. Yep.
We've got more slots, don't we?
Yes, we have several slots.
For sponsors. So if you're interested, you can contact us at fullcirclepodcastshow@gmail.com.
Now we have several spots, but doesn't mean that they're running out fast. That's what you want to say.
I like that.
Right.
We have lots of them. They're running out
Spots are
fast.
going fast.
That's right.
You should be a used car salesman. Somebody was looking at that car yesterday.
It's not going to be here next week.
Right.
Right. $1,000 can't do no better.
Wow.
It's a 97.
Oh, gosh, right.
So let's get right into the show. What's been going on in the world, y'all?
Well, briefly talk about last podcast,
Okay.
in which that topic was health and wellness life coaches. Who's your guru? That was a very fun and informative show.
I listened. It was so good.
Did you?
It
You think so?
It was good. It
All
was
right.
good.
Well, good, because you were missed.
Yes.
Aw.
Yes,
know.
you were.
You were missed.
I was not feeling the best, but you know what, you guys, y'all hold it down.
Well, we tried.
We need our soap
We had a
check.
couple awkward moments. Of course, Erica was being Erica, and she
What?
said a few rated R things. But I mean,
You know.
It was about exercising. I'm my guru, and I just wanted to make sure that people know that health and wellness.
I'm
includes
not talking about that.
sexual health.
There were other things too, but it's okay.
I know you aren't talking about me. Do I need to call Grandma McCullough?
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
See, I'm
Your
gonna
grandmother called me.
I'm gonna end up separating both of them.
No. But she did a great job. And this episode is about 400 in downloads. People who haven't listened to the show, please go back and
You
listen.
gotta
to that.
listen to it.
You would laugh.
400 for us is on the low side, but Erica did tell me something today. You want to share what you said?
Yeah, I was saying, well, we did say that in us is butts, boobs, or Beyonce, people aren't normally interested in their health until they get diabetes. And that probably sounds really hard to say.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. until people normally, if you ever notice that, think about that. People, when they are...
When you're well, you don't think about.
I don't think about it. As soon as they
wellness.
get diabetes or they get high blood pressure or high cholesterol, then they're all fitness experts, wellness experts. So people don't look at you can do this thing, pardon my French, but half-ass. You can. And still,
Well, we said
your
we were going
health,
to try not to curse on the show, but well, there it goes.
but your health can
Sorry,
remain,
kids.
your
Sorry,
health
kids.
can remain good. That's a donkey I'm talking about, y'all. But it is. And because when we talk about health and wellness, people aren't so apt to listen unless it's affecting them.
Right.
Right.
I thought that was a valid point.
Absolutely.
We also want to thank our listeners once again for helping us to reach over 30,000 audio downloads.
Can I just say that is off the hook?
Right. Yes, you can.
At 46 episodes, that is off the hook. Thank you.
Can I do the whoop whoop?
Yes.
That's about 700 downloads per episode. So we're just happy about that. So we just want to talk about that.
We are.
Thank you again for that, for sharing your episodes and your support, sharing our episodes. Also, we want to thank people for viewing the promo video that we made for the National Podcast Power Conference.
That was like, what's the school? IT college. I felt so IT.
So what you doing? You're not doing nothing. You're sitting there. You get up. You're not doing anything.
Oh my God.
It was so funny when Carmen gave A with the gum, so he could kind of get his timing together. That was funny. But we're almost 600 views on Facebook for that promo video. So I'm happy about that.
Wow.
what's
Think
up.
if you had that music.
Oh,
Wow.
see, yeah.
But you know what? Speaking of the conference and everything and all the things that we're doing, I wanted to say that I'm envious of you ladies.
Why is that?
I love it.
Because
I
of
love
the
it.
fact that you market yourself every week because you deal with the public.
Right.
So and here's this event, and then the next week is another event. and you have to promote
Right. You got to.
that. So you ladies are I'm just with the conference, there's a lot of hard work, but I think we will be rewarded
I think so too.
I'm looking forward
with
to it.
some very happy faces at the end.
I'm
I think
excited.
We're going to learn also.
I think
it's
so
going to be
too.
something for us also. And we get to see Carmen sing. Hear
Well,
her
you know what?
SCR.
There's a lot of
Ramona's singing too. Right?
Oh yeah,
Ramona,
there's a lot.
Nicole.
Marmite Records is bringing their artists. Okay,
I'm going to lip sync. Beyonce, of course.
And
but,
you know,
but
Carmen
it's so
maybe.
good. It's like, you know, we'll all learn something, and there are people coming from all over
Right.
to really be a part of this. I think it's a good look for Toledo too.
And the experts that are coming in, we're not just talking about people coming out of their basement. You're
Right.
talking about people that are actually established in the field of podcasting.
You know, speaking of that, this weekend, we had a chance to interview Rashawn Bryant.
Yeah,
African
I got something to say about that.
Oh, okay,
I'm a little
okay.
upset.
Was
Okay.
he the one that Darryl tried to cut off in 2 minutes?
You know
No,
what?
that's Dino.
Oh, that's.
It's Dino Red.
No, you did that to Rashawn too.
Did I?
You
Said you
did.
got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. He had just got on.
We're in the studio. We got time restraints.
Right.
All right, now this is what happened.
Okay.
Carmen and I interviewed Rashawn for the conference.
Okay.
And then after that, we went and picked up Ramona Collins and another friend, Carla Thomas. Ramona came back. They came back to the house. We had a barbecue. They watched 2 of my films.
You
It was a good time.
didn't call or nothing?
No,
I
Carmen,
was like
my
already
phone-
here. He could
I
have said something.
tried to call
No,
you.
I was like right here in the studio with the both of them, and they didn't say a word.
No, I
Daryl
thought,
only invites so many black people to his house at
It's
a time.
cool. I
It
get
was me
it.
by
No,
myself,
no, I
and
get
then
it.
you.
Right,
Remember, you guys
right.
went.
It was just by-
and that was
yeah.
then he has to like ration us out. He doesn't want to get kicked out the HOA.
I'm not messing
Homeowner
with you.
Association.
It's cool.
that is true. But so we're eating and everything and drinking. We're having a good time. And so Ramona, during this conversation, she says, well, who's singing the hook for the Full Circle Podcast show? Carmen, right? And I said, yes, Carmen and I. And when I said I thought she was going to be like, oh, my God, I did not know it was you. Oh, my God, you're amazing. You're amazing.
Wait, what?
She didn't say anything. She was just silent.
She was polite. That's called being polite.
No, I think that because when she found out it was me and that I can sing, I think what is
You were
what,
singing.
He does.
I
You listen
sing
to
in the Full Circle
the
Podcast
intro.
show.
He does the intro.
That's me.
He
I
really
thought
does.
you were just like.
No, that's
No. Listen, I can sing.
no.
And
He
I'm going to
does
say
the-
this.
the
I
hook with
think
me.
I got no other alternative to think other than I can't think any other way than Ramona is. What did the young people say? It was haterade,
I don't think you should do that.
It was haterade.
Nope. I'm not gonna let you say that.
haterism.
No,
I'm not going to even get near
Do
it.
people
No.
still say that?
no, I'm not gonna let you say that about Ramona Collins. Ramona Collins is a lot of things. A hater is not one.
And she carries switchblade. So I'm not going to say anything.
Well, Ramona,
I love
your boy
Ramona.
can sing.
You know,
I'm
and-
crazy about Ramona too.
So who does the speaking parts? That's not you going.
Finance.
No, it's no one says finance.
Domestic.
That's a wit.
Oh, okay.
I'm singing the hook.
I cannot believe that. I never thought that was you. I thought that was Carmen changing her voice from soprano to falsetto.
no, he does. He
Like a
does a good
high-pitched guy.
job on. He does a good job on the intro.
And it's just like
And
when
you
I
know
saw,
what, guys? Tell you what. A hashtag Full Circle intro when you hit us up on our YouTube for this one, and we'll appreciate it. And tell us what you think of Daryl's vocals.
Well, and hopefully during the
Politics.
conference when Carmen sings, maybe we can do like a duet.
I'm not sure that I
Maybe-
know. I don't know any songs that you do.
Yes, you know the Full Circle
Bill
podcast.
Cosby. I mean, do you know anything from Bing Crosby?
I don't. That's not what we do.
What?
That's just not what we.
Okay. Well, all right. Also, speaking of me, I want to thank
What a surprise.
Okay,
recent-
Beyonce.
I know, right?
podcast interviews that I was on. I want to thank the people. I was on IT and the D with
Do you
our friends.
ever notice that he never invites us?
And he
to
puts up
invite
all these
you?
pictures and he tags you in the pictures.
Right,
with like, look where
right.
I was. I'm like, why am I tagged there? Why
That's
am I
okay.
tagged in your personal
That's
interviews?
That's okay. I was singing too this weekend, and you ain't even come see me. Whatever.
Well, I'm sorry.
I noticed that Karen is now on social media and she was liking all your stuff. She wasn't a lurker at all.
No, tell you the truth. She can't touch my phone, but I can touch her phone.
Oh my God! Here we
Do
go.
you want to get into this conversation?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
So
no, we
when you
don't.
see all those likes, it's Probably from me.
So
Who was just doing that? Kevin Durant. They said Kevin Durant made off. So you're Kevin Duranting it
He
up.
forgot to turn off the pseudo. He forgot to turn off his alter ego name on.
So he
there.
was in there liking his own stuff.
So he was like, so he was answering in the third person about himself.
Sort of like you, Darryl. You and Kevin Durant now have something in common.
I love
Wow.
it.
Well,
But
except
hey,
you-
thanks
except
to the
you don't
guys
have
at IT and the D
Did you tell them about
Podcast
us?
Detroit. And also I was on
you
Story
tell them about
Machine
us?
9000. Chris, Joshua, and Justin.
Oh gosh,
Did you tell them about us?
I think.
I don't think he mentioned us
No,
at
I
all.
don't think so.
I think so. I said them.
And them, we
You
are
said those people.
We are no. You know who we are? We are and them
Oh, and them. Craig and them.
and NEM. That's it. We and them.
I'm so nice. Girl, you are the best almost boss never.
Wow.
Okay, so let's get into politics. There's quite a few things, quite a few moving parts. I will kind of gloss over at a high level some of the stuff that's going on right now because we haven't got time to digest all of the dumbness. Right now, there is another attempt at repealing Obamacare on the Florida House. That is Lindsey Graham and what's his name? McConnell, is it?
Yep,
Yeah.
McConnell.
And they're trying to overthrow Obamacare one more time. They're trying to overthrow the ACA one more time. Make sure you call your Congress people and your
I'll try to get
senators.
those numbers up too.
Also, yeah, you can go on the resist bot if you
Yeah, that's-
object. Are you guys familiar? It's 50904 to text resist. Okay. Also, we're talking about Donald Trump at the UN. You know that movie It that came out over the weekend?
I'm not going to go
course.
see that. I don't do scary movies.
We've got our own clown in office. This guy is in front of the UN.
That was good.
This is Pennywise in front of the
I
UN.
didn't think that was
No,
funny.
Pennywise is smart.
Yeah.
Don't insult
But
Pennywise.
this, listen, it floats. Okay.
right.
So he's talking, he's saying stuff about Kim Jong-un, saying stuff about a real nuclear crisis, okay? Calling this guy Rocket Man. I don't think it's a good idea to mock someone who is actively engaged in like nuclear trials. But hey, I'm
What
not
did
a
he call him?
diplomat.
He called him Missile Boy.
Rocket Man. Rocket Man.
That was
Foolishness.
so funny.
And see, we're sitting up here in front of world leaders, and this guy he's talking about he's plugging his hotels, okay, in front of world leaders, as though that's a thing. That's who we are now. He's praising Russia.
He's not hugging and kissing his wife.
Well, you know,
Or she doesn't want him to hug or kiss her.
Honey, if I'm be thankful for small things.
Right. Uh-oh, I'm sorry, Carmen.
But one of the things that has been pretty significant lately is the issue about Jamel Hill and ESPN, where she actually called Donald Trump a white supremacist on the air. I'll be honest with you. I'm supporting. I am Jamel Hill to the extent that I believe when you align yourself with a particular segment, then you are culpable and you are pretty much one of them. There's no black and white here. There's no gray area here. This is black and white. There's good and there's bad. White supremacy is bad. The false equivalent that people try to derive with this, when Donald Trump himself talks about both sides, there's not good and bad on both sides. There's no good in white supremacy. Period. End of story.
Well,
Now, when you're, can I just let
yep.
me finish my thought. The flip side of that coin is black people looking for a sense of equity in a nation that has never offered such. Okay? You cannot equate that with white supremacy. White supremacy and racism stands on this plane. When you're trying to get to a level, it's not the same thing, okay? It's a false equivalent. That's where I'm at.
all right. People have the freedom of speech. Okay. However, I believe that you have to realize that your freedom of speech, if you abuse that, there are going to be some repercussions.
Do you
I
think
do
that
not-
it was an abuse?
I do not think. I'm going to talk about a personal situation that happened on our last podcast. But when you are a celebrity, when you're out in the public eye, you have to watch what you say. How could you think that calling the president a white supremacist, that you can just go to work the next day and sit at the coffee
Is
maker
it or
and no one
is
said
it
anything?
not true? Here's the thing. It would be different if there were no facts to back up what she said, okay? The fact that this man took it 3 days to come up with a way to halfway condemn something that the entire country sees as wrong.
There's no
when
way.
it talks when we deal with Charlottesville.
There's
okay?
no way
I'm
that
just
I would
talking,
say that.
I'm
I would
talking
say
about
that
Charlottesville.
the president is a white supremacist. I would never
okay,
say that.
okay.
But Darryl, let's go
so-
back. I want you
go
to pull
ahead.
up the video of the Don Lemon. And they asked
I
Don Lemon
don't
about
listen
this.
to Don Lemon.
Okay, but what Don Lemon says was that how is he as a president going to demand an apology when he said the same thing about President Obama? He called him a racist. He
Called him a terrorist.
Muslim and a terrorist, and he offered no apology. So what I
Absolutely
see
not.
here is someone who makes fun of someone with handicaps. He makes fun of women.
Mm-hmm.
He says very derogatory things about Mexican Americans, Muslim Americans, and Black Americans. But yet, when
I have
someone
never
Without
finally
re-
says,
anything
without
about
re-
yes,
black
he has.
people.
Oh, excuse
Yes,
me.
he has.
Excuse
Yes,
me.
he has.
I'll quote. I'll go there. I will quote. Who's my guy? Brody on what's his name? Don Cheadle. Okay, thanks.
Oh, Don Cheadle. Okay.
I'll quote Don Cheadle playing golf with that guy. He's not my president. Donald Trump playing golf with Donald Trump. Have you ever effed an N-word? Okay, that's a quote. That's a direct quote.
I can't back that up.
But the
Okay, that's a
problem is,
direct
Darryl,
quote. So what we're
mutual
saying,
respect, just
Yeah.
like you and Carmen here, you cannot. He has set the tone
Absolutely.
for where we are right now in America, and then the fact when people act out, he takes his hands back.
I won't
you
even go
cannot
as,
do that.
I won't even go as far as saying that this is being
He is the
is
leader
acting out
of what's going on.
I won't. No, no.
okay.
Can I? Let me just get this in. I
ahead,
won't
Carmen.
go as far as saying he's acting out. That Jamel Hill, excuse me, she's acting out.
She doesn't need to lose her job.
I would say that that she accurately reported the facts.
She may not have to lose her job, but I do think that she should be suspended.
Why?
So let's
Why?
go back and have
Why?
your president apologize to
Why?
President Obama.
Why should she be?
right now.
No. Why should she be suspended from a private company
No.
for doing exactly what she's paid to do, being a pundit,
Right.
And using her opinions and her platform? Why should she be suspended? Absolutely not. That's she's paid by ESPN to critique
Now,
to critique
I
both
told you I was going to
sports
talk about something
and
personal.
pop culture.
Okay.
And this is something that happened on last episode.
Okay.
You weren't here, so when you know it's a little harder on me when you're not here. It's stressful.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey,
No, okay,
You
but
okay? Wait. He did flip that on me. I'm sorry. I feel
he was
bad
meaning
now.
that to me,
I
so
feel
I'm
bad.
stressful.
I feel bad.
so what happened was something was said. I didn't hear it,
Okay.
but our sound engineer, our producer, Eric pulled me aside and said, "Hey, such and such was said. I think that we should edit that out. What do you think?" And I agreed with him, and I appreciate that because he cares enough and he listens to the show
No, it's
and says,
true. Yeah.
"Hey, whoa." And that protects us because
Yeah.
he doesn't want us getting that phone call. Okay, we are just a small podcast show. So if I'm on ESPN and or work on Twitter,
Now I'm
you
going to
have-
tell you.
I tell-
I'm going
I
to.
tell,
I'm
I tell
going
you,
to,
ladies, you're
I
in the
know.
public eye. You
No,
have to
I
be
mean,
careful.
You tell.
That's not being careful.
I'm going to tell you this. I will say I'm going to stand up for Jamel Hill in this.
Yes, just as her co-host did.
What she said can be backed up by facts displayed by the man himself. Now, until he displays different behavior, I'm going to call a duck, and I'm going to say that he is, in fact, a white supremacist, or at the very least, he aligns himself with them. Number one, he has several in his cabinet, okay?
I'm going
That
to say,
he had to be,
and
that
I'll
he,
say no. And
that
I'll
he
decline.
had to be made to dismiss.
Okay.
Also, he had to be the legislature had to make a declaration, or what do they call those proclamations that white supremacy, that the KKK and Nazis are terrorists or whatever it is that they did, and he wouldn't do it. I mean,
Well-
he didn't speak out and completely disavow them. He still hasn't to this day. there's a both sides argument that is false.
I still am not going to say that. I understand you ladies' opinion.
No, you
on
can.
this,
respect
and
what
I
you-
respect
I
it,
respect
and
what you're
respect
saying.
it.
You
I
can put the
respect
whole
what you're
thing to
saying.
rest with this one thing. How are we more upset about someone being called a white supremacist than someone being a white supremacist?
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
question here that we need to leave
Bottom
our
line.
audience with.
Bottom line.
The other thing is just very, very, very briefly. It's a tough time right now. You
Yeah.
know, you got this. What's the football player making all the trouble?
There are several now. You talking about
You talking about
Kaepernick?
you talking about Tom Brady now?
No,
Yes, Tom
no.
Brady is now standing
The
with
Afro
Colin
guy.
Kaepernick.
You talking about Colin
it's-
Kaepernick?
His name is Colin Kaepernick.
It's too. It's
And
a
Tom
tough,
Brady
it's a
Well,
is
difficult
now
let me
standing
be
time right
real.
now.
Let me be
It's
real
not a
with you.
tough
It's
time.
not a tough time if people
It's
stand
what's
up
been
against
going
what's
on.
wrong.
It's been what's going on.
What's
It's just
wrong
attention's being brought to it.
is when black people are treated disproportionately badly in a nation that claims to be equal. Stop it. Here's what I believe.
By just
If you
speaking up.
want peace, stop fighting. If you want
It-
peace of mind,
So I'm gonna assume that
When you're dealing
Stop
with
fighting
flag-
yourself.
Darryl would not be marching with Martin Luther King.
Again, this
You
is
agree
going
with
to be brief, very brief. Okay, when you're dealing with the flag, I'm going to tell you something about white people.
oh Lord.
I'm going to tell you something about white people. And I
It's
think I
not
can-
about the
I think
flag.
I can
It
speak-
wasn't even the
not the flag.
I think I
flag. It
can
was
speak
the
for white
national
people.
anthem.
If it had nothing to do
It was
with
the
that, you don't
national
even understand
anthem.
the whole
And the
thing.
third verse of the national anthem tells us that there's no place for slaves when we were the ones who were freaking slaves in this nation.
When it comes to the
Are we
flag,
doing this?
the
Are we
national
really doing
anthem,
this?
Okay.
There was nothing done to the
When it
flag.
comes
Yeah,
to
we're
white
not doing
people,
that.
when it comes
We're
to
not
white
doing
people,
that.
don't mess with their dog, don't mess with their property line,
Yeah,
don't mess with their
whatever.
flag. Okay.
Okay.
And the national anthem. Well, okay. Our engineer
Our
said
That,
we can
producers,
we can
like,
have
that
this
Darryl
guy.
in
Yeah.
itself was racist, and I'm going to call you out on that.
That is not racist.
That is
Now,
very
you know, can I
racist.
be real with you? There's nothing wrong with being patriotic, but
White
we
people like
we
their
require.
race car
I said very
drivers,
No, no, no,
briefly.
no.
their football games,
If we're gonna be brief, I'll be brief.
and their property line.
Being patriotic also requires us to make this nation live up to its promise.
No, I was being sarcastic because I knew I was going to say something that would not make it brief. you
Yeah,
know.
no, that's not good. This.
Oh, you know what I forgot to say?
What's that?
You know who won the? You know who won for Toledo, right?
What's that? What are you
Toledo
talking
what?
about?
The gentleman that was on our show, Sam
Oh,
Meldon.
Sam Meldon. Oh, he's so awesome.
He didn't
he
win.
won.
He's moving into the.
He's moving into the general
right.
election.
He didn't win anything yet.
Oh,
Good going, Sam. I did vote.
so he
for
moved to the next step.
Yeah.
And Harvey Savage and Paula Hudson, if I can say that. Thank you.
Okay. Well, cool.
He's a good guy. He's one of the good guys.
Yeah,
We like
he's
him.
a very good guy.
All right, so we're moving into the entertainment section, and we're going to thank Marmite Records, the label that produced and is owned by Eric Sills, our executive producer here at Stone Soup Recording Studios in Maumee, Ohio. So if any of you singers and musicians are looking for a world-class place to record, visit him at www.stonesouprec.com or check him out on Facebook at Stone Soup Recording Studios and like the page.
It's so nice to have somebody read that.
I know, but you
the-
know what?
the right way.
The right. I have a question though.
She
I
kept
don't
pointing
see.
out typos and
were
all
horrible
kind of stuff.
I
And
noticed.
she's on the news. She's on the news.
I can't do it,
I
you
can't
guys.
do
I
bad
swear,
grammar.
I swear.
I noticed that there's a huge typo here. There's a spot here where it should say Kevin Hart. So I hope that we're gonna come back and talk about that.
Girl, let's talk about it. Talk
Yes.
about it. Talk about
You
it.
said something about that, and I didn't even.
Baby.
I didn't get it.
Said,
I don't mean to get up in people's business, but he made a video so everybody knows.
This is not people's business when you let some traveling stripper take video of you. I
Oh.
mean, men, what is
It
really
was
going on?
a three-way.
Oh,
Girl, you ain't know?
So are you gonna watch it? No, nobody wants to see Kevin Hart. I'm just being honest.
I already seen it.
Oh, they already got it out.
It's out, girl.
Oh my goodness! So
Somebody
was it-
on Twitter
So
leaked
was it him?
It was him.
Oh my gosh!
They leaked it on Twitter.
And speaking of Twitter, I see that I can't find Carmen on Twitter, but you had like tagged her, and then she responded.
So about
her page is
that-
private.
Why?
About that.
What?
Her page is
is.
private.
Carmen is my best friend.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, you know what though, Darryl? I'm protecting you. I say a lot of inflammatory things on my Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, please, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to see it. I'm saved.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Well, anyway, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Facebook is for the people. Twitter
I
is
was like,
for me.
oh, so she's on Twitter? Really?
I'm gonna give the quick rundown, and I'm gonna have Carmen jump in with that.
You go right ahead.
So, Kevin Hart was married previously, by who his kids are currently existing in this world are by. And during this time, he was cheating with his side side chick who is now his wife. So
And Nico.
Yes, there's her name. And I don't call side chick names. But anyway, so then he left her and he got with her. And
They deserve a title, too.
She's a wife now. She a wife now. Now I'm
She
gonna
a
tell you what.
big pregnant wife, and while she was doing, now she's 9 months pregnant, he's doing it. He's now creeping and sleeping, making tapes and getting extorted. Now, men, get yourself. And he's now the first black man that has ever cheated.
Let me tell you something. No, the side
Did you
chick.
see that?
Girl, stop. Side chicks, fellas. Be warned. The same way you get them, be the same way you lose them.
Just use discernment.
Hold up.
Check the phones at the door. Be like, before you come in this bedroom, girl. You put your phone out there.
Girl, they got them little mini spy cams.
Is that what they
you
have
can
for
hide
Kevin
anywhere.
Hart's
Let me
little-
just a second.
Well, Kevin little, so you could just put some on the floor and just catch everything.
Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm the Whoopi Goldberg side chicks.
Daryl's over here taking notes.
No. I just
Everything you done to me.
feel when I blow up and become very successful because of this show, and if I wanted to cheat, I'm gonna go back.
No.
I'm gonna go back to high school.
Oh my God.
And
no.
bring her.
And bring
I'm
Big
not
Bertha?
gonna get.
Bring Bertha
I'm not
back?
gonna get a model who does not know me, does not care about
Oh,
me,
my
and can
God.
take advantage of me. I want to get somebody who can appreciate.
No,
No, he want to get somebody that'll keep it on the low low. Somebody
Right.
be discreet.
here's the truth
You know, one
about
of those
it.
girls
You know-
that get in your car and they looking all around like, oh my God,
They go,
sunroof.
Here's what
There we go.
Here's what Daryl's really
Electric
saying.
locks.
Here's
Stop
what
it.
Aniko is
I
really
can't deal
saying.
with you.
That there's a big difference than a millionaire husband that cheats and a factory worker husband that cheats. Okay, if you're a millionaire husband, she like, we gonna clean this up, baby. We gonna work this out.
I don't know about that.
Well, I know that there's
I
no.
just know, you know what?
Kobe's wife didn't leave.
I
know
want a
she
wife-
didn't
Yeah, well,
leave.
here's the thing.
Denzel's wife didn't
However,
leave.
comma, the jury is still out on Vanessa because she might be waiting to
Brad
see.
left, but Jen never left.
She might be waiting to see what the retirement package looks like.
right.
I mean, you never
I
know.
want a wife like the woman on Fences.
But you
On
know what?
what?
When you said
No.
that, what
No.
Chris Rock said, and we're going to end with
Oh
this,
my
he
God,
said,
no.
you cheat according to your fish pool. So whatever that pool is out there. So now Kevin Hart has this pool.
bigger pool.
This big pool, and it's not all short and little and shriveled up. And you
Oh,
know,
wow.
girls that wear bonnets to the grocery store. So, I
Okay,
mean, it's
yeah.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. But Kevin, we praying for you and your family.
I'm yet praying for your family.
But
and
I'm
your
sure going to watch the
children.
video and laugh at all the memes that's coming out.
Wow.
Let me tell you something.
Now let's. Did anybody see the Emmys Sunday?
No.
Really?
I don't watch. I don't
don't
watch
think
award
anybody
shows.
watches them.
I'm
They're
boycott-
fake.
I'm boycotting the Emmys until Game of Thrones is nominated again.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll check this out. I checked out a little bit of it, and some of the shows that we like, Carmen, won some things.
What's that?
It looks like Better Call Saul,
Oh yeah, I do like that.
House of Cards,
I love that.
Stranger Things,
Love them.
and of course, This Is Us.
That father is so fine on that show.
Oh, you know he's playing heroes.
I know.
Remember that
he's
he was
so
Peter.
cute. He's
And
so cute.
also,
He is cute.
some winners
fly for a
were
white guy.
Blackish and
Yes, I love
no,
Blackish.
I love
Yes.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is my show.
Blackish
That is
is
my
my show,
favorite
people.
show. That is my favorite.
I love
and Donald
Blackish.
Glover, he made history. He won for Best Director as well, didn't he?
And you know that show is rather urban, but I really did enjoy Atlanta. I really did.
It's well written. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what was the one more entertainment thing. Issa Rae was asked who she was rooting for.
Yeah.
The girl that created Insecure. And she said, all the black people.
I did see that.
That's hilarious. The candor is hilarious.
Daryl would have not. He'd been like, I'm lost
He was
for
probably
words.
he was probably livid. I do watch the red carpet shows though. I want to see what everybody's
And
wearing.
you know, one of the girls that does the red carpet, Zuri Hall, is from Toledo, Ohio.
nice,
E!
nice,
Entertainment
nice,
News.
nice.
It's right here.
All right. So Daryl
Wow.
claims that there's a national holiday. I don't know
There
if
is
that's a thing.
There's a national
This
holiday.
is where
I remember last week was the National Sisters Day. That was last week.
That was
I
real.
definitely did not see that.
that was real.
Yeah, but
No, this is a real holiday.
Daryl, they're not real.
They're all real.
Where do you from? Where from calendar that
No,
that's
there's
half
certain-
price?
there's
Listen,
not a
I will
calendar.
tell you-
Chinese
You can't
bookstore?
go to the dollar store and
I
get
will
one
tell
of these.
you
That's not a
offline.
thing.
I'm not going to tell you while we're recording the show.
It's because it's not for real.
I don't want everybody finding out where this is located.
Maury would say
They would be surprised with a dope bookstore.
that
you
was
find
a
it
lie.
Wow. I think I'm going to offend some people, but okay.
Okay.
Today's national holiday is Men. Please stop sending responses with the letter K Day.
What?
That's the stop sending responses when someone texts you with the letter K.
K or KK? Just one K?
No, it's like, hey, we're going to meet at 8:00, right? And instead of saying okay, they send back K. Don't do that.
No, I'll have
Women do that.
Can I tell you something? I'm going to agree with you on this one. Mark this day in history. This is 19th of September, 2017. I'm agreeing with Darryl.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you text me back K as a grown-ass man, I'm going to erase your number, period.
And also, if you're 35, stop wearing a backpack. I've told people this already.
That was,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Stop it.
That is like...
You are too old for a backpack.
But what if you...
And a fanny pack.
What
do
if
you
you're
have
hiking?
in there? What do they have in there?
What if you're like hiking?
Toys.
Shut up.
It's guys that work with me, and they coming in there
No.
with a backpack. I'm like, you're not in school.
See, I get
What are
nervous
you-
because
what's
of
in
workplace
there?
violence. You
I'm
can't be
gonna
coming in
tell
my
you
workplace
what,
with no backpack.
That has to get checked at the door.
Right. Those are unsafe. Those are
Stop
unsafe.
responding saying
Backpacks
K and
and
stop
hoodies.
with backpacks if you're over 35.
Hey, Darryl. K.
Uh-huh. You can do that.
So, Darryl, you better stop doing that effective immediately.
Wow. Well, I think we covered everything. You guys ready to get in the topic?
I think
Get on
so.
with it, Daddy.
All right. Of course, today's topic is podcasting, the wave of the audio future. Briefly, I'll say that I read that over 112 Americans have listened to podcasts. It's the hottest thing right now, and I think because it requires such minimal cost.
Well, it depends because there's levels, right? There's levels of professionalism when it comes to podcasts.
I know people who used
He don't
an
pay
iPhone.
us. FYI, he don't pay us.
No, but you know what? And I'm going to talk about at the conference briefly how to
Get your friends to do it for free.
doing a podcast in a
free.
group.
For the free.
How
For
do
free.
you do a pod? How do you
With
how do
two
you
black
do
women
a
for free.
podcast to keep a group together? Carmen, she's always got a bottle. Okay,
What do I get?
He does keep me happy.
What do I have?
you
You know what though?
You got pissed because I poured out some of your junior mints.
these are not.
Did you see what he did? I poured some.
This is not a plenty pack of Junior Mints.
Yes, it is.
This is
It's the
for one
movie
person.
size Junior Mints, and I poured a
No,
little out
look
for
on there.
Darryl to
No,
share.
Look on there and see how many servings that is.
Right, and I only
just
ate
look
like
and
6.
see, like, how
and
many
he got an
servings-
attitude. He rolled
How many,
his
how
eyes
many
with
servings
me.
are in there?
You don't know if I had anything to eat today or not.
2.5. You're gonna eat Junior Mints? Come on, buddy.
What?
I get nothing. I get a lot of smart
I'm going to
lips.
share my wine.
Well, do not.
Darryl said I can't drink wine
Do
anymore
not.
because of a little faux pas that happened last time.
You ever had that friend? I know people who can drink, drink 30 beers and be sober as a judge. And I know that one guy who drinks one beer and he's got the lampshade on. That's Erica.
The lampshade, though? Really?
I can't
Are we
deny
doing
it.
that?
You're not.
Really
You
that
can't drink.
bad? So put it back over there.
Now
okay.
bringing it back to podcasting.
Okay.
You know, it's like, let's talk about the minimal cost. Now, yes,
Right.
we're in a studio. We got high quality microphones and everything.
right.
We have an engineer. However, a
This
lone
is an amazing
podcaster
show.
can do that by himself. You know,
This is the age of cell phones, and
Right.
it's the age of technology at your fingertips.
Right, people
So-
taking it only seeing your pictures with their phones.
And and you're looking at Facebook Live. You've got all of these different platforms. You've got Snapchat. You've got celebrity at the tip of your fingers. But I will say this: podcasting offers us the opportunity to hone content to a specific niche audience.
I
yes.
agree with that.
And it also allows us to be creative in the ways that we present the content.
Wow.
There's so much competition out there. That's the thing.
Well,
Well,
okay.
the
but
one-
that-
that's
But
one
then
way to
that's
look
why
at
it
it.
has to be
Go on.
in a studio like this. If you want to be the best at what you are, you do have to put in some work, some effort. I mean, Darryl always has. We know what we're going to be talking about. He makes sure he keeps in contact with us when we come in here.
We're prepared.
Eric has stuff set up nicely.
We're
and
well
ready
prepared.
to go.
Well
Even
prepared.
when our phones ring.
I agree on that. But the thing is also, our caller is on.
Oh.
But briefly, the thing about podcasting, it's free advertisement. If you're an entrepreneur, you can talk about your business all day long. You know, you can take that iPhone, convert that audio into an RSS feed, and now you're a podcaster.
Right.
That doesn't mean anybody's going to listen to you.
No.
It's a hustle. It's a hustle.
Who do we have on the line? Who do we got on the line right now?
I hear them, but I hear it breathe.
Hello?
You got Dave Jackson.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. How are you doing tonight?
Listen to his voice.
Good. How are you?
Listen to his voice.
He sounds like a podcaster.
Yes. He has inflection.
Dave Jackson is...
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
The host of the School of Podcasting that has been downloaded over 1.5 million times. With 12 years of podcasting and public appearances, he's helped hundreds of people launch their podcast. Dave is an author, and as I mentioned earlier, he is the keynote speaker of the National Podcast Power Conference.
We're excited to have you.
Dave, do your Beyonce pump right there.
How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
So are we.
We also want to say that we really, really appreciate you mentioning the National Podcast Power Conference during several of your shows. It just shows how nice you are. And Darryl got the opportunity to tell us a little bit about you and meeting you and spending time with you. So we're really excited.
Did he mention us, though, Dave?
Did he ever mention us at all?
We're just going to get around to that. Did he mention Erica or Carmen?
Exactly. Well, no, I always promote anytime I'm speaking anywhere because, the more the merrier. It's no fun talking to an empty room. So
right.
The more people we get and the more people I get to meet. So, yeah, I'm always happy to promote because, you guys are giving me a stage. So that's the least I can do.
Well, I'm serious. We're honored to have you be a part of this. Whenever I'm listening to your show and I'm driving and you say my name or the National Podcast Power Conference, I almost spill my wine.
He got pumped
While you're
up.
driving.
I almost spilled my wine.
He really was happy to be your black friend reference.
No. I told you that in confidence.
No,
Carmen.
I love it. It's so cute.
He's
I
so
love
shy
that.
right now. You're making him blush.
No, but
hold up your hands.
We are friends. He's a great guy.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about, just give us a brief preview of some of the kind of things you'll be sharing on Saturday.
Well, I'm going to talk about kind of two things at the same time. I'm going to be talking about how to grow your audience, but also how to do that in the most efficient manner. So we're going to kind of hit on some of the common mistakes that people make when they're podcasting and kind of set some expectations.
Like sitting with me and Erica.
Right. We've been told we don't make Darryl efficient.
Yeah, and some ways to, how do you engage your audience and how do you know if your podcast is good and things of that nature. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be I think that's something that we have to learn because the whole thing is the same thing of writing a book. Unless there's proper marketing and you know how to connect with a potential audience that's there that would like to listen to you, how can you grow it? And and I think that's very important.
One of the other things I'm excited about is learning more about what you do in terms of School of Podcasting. Tell us about the show, the premise, and how you got started with that.
Yeah, it was something I started way back in 2005, and at the time I had a friend that had gone to this marketing conference, and he said, hey, I just heard what's going to be the next big thing. And before that, the next big thing was going to be membership sites. This was everybody's going to get a membership site. And so he came back and he said, I just saw what the new big thing's going to be. And I go, what's that? And he goes, podcasting. And I go, what's a podcasting? And I remember I Googled it, and there was maybe a page and a half of results. It was really early in the game.
Oh, my God.
And once I finally kind of, looked through all those articles and figured out how to actually make a podcast, and I remember I uploaded my file and hit this software and saw the audio come down in the software. I was like, ooh, this is going to be cool. And so I put those two together and said, let's make a membership site that teaches people how to podcast. And so that's how the School of Podcasting was born. And then I just used a podcast to promote it.
Nice.
I basically, kind of give people tips on how to podcast better. I interview different people, and one of the things it did is it ends up being kind of an audio business card where I've gotten a couple jobs where people have just listened to my show and they go, well, this guy seems to know what he's talking about, and then they'll hire me to speak. Or
nice.
I was the director of podcasting for the New Media Expo when it was around, and just recently I've been asked to obviously speak at National Podcast Power, but there's another one out in San Diego that I'm going to. So it kind of becomes, like I said, like an audio business card, and then it's fun because you get to meet people who have gone and downloaded your entire back catalog, and they always feel kind of weird about it because they feel like they know you.
Right. Yeah.
And then they come up and they go, "You remember this time when you said the thing?" And you're like, "No, that was like episode 200." But it's great that they do that. But it's always, and I did the exact same thing when I was at Podcast Movement a couple months ago.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I met, and I was like, "Oh man," and the thing with your kid, and he's like, "I don't remember that." I'm like, "Okay."
Quick question.
but it's always fun.
So who do you listen to?
Shameless plug.
I
Shameless plug.
listen
Okay, Dave.
to, I listen to Dan Class. He doesn't put out a lot of shows, but he does a show called The Bitterest Pill, and he's a stay-at-home dad. He calls himself a failed actor, stay-at-home dad, and he used to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And it's just him talking about, making lunches for his kids. His wife, it's kind of like Mr. Mom.
I love
so it's
it.
just the behind-the-scenes stuff of that. I listen to a lot of marketing shows. Probably one of the shows I listen to that's interesting, especially in today's kind of political climate, is called the No Agenda Show.
Ooh.
And it's two guys. Depending on how old you are, you might remember Adam Curry from
I
MTV.
do. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Okay, well, Adam Curry is actually one of the guys that actually helped invent podcasting. He's actually a big giant nerd.
Shut
And it's
up.
him and this other guy. Yeah, and
Is
it's
he
him and
related
this
to
other guy
Mark
named
Curry?
John C. Dvorak.
He could be related to Mark
yeah.
Curry. Never know. Is he,
Yeah,
Dave?
and I
No
I
one
don't think so.
no one
He might
knows who
be.
Mark Curry is.
I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
But that's all right. But what's interesting about that show is they do all this, like, they cover the news that you should be hearing on the news,
Right.
like how, Congress is just messing up and all this other stuff. But what's interesting is because they have a global audience, that they get news from more than one source, and they're able to kind of, like, pieces, parts together stuff. Some of it they get a little, conspiracy theory stuff.
Oh,
which
I
at
love
first I
that
thought
one.
was
There
kind
we
of,
go.
yeah.
Check
Well,
that
that's
out.
the thing is, at first you think it's kooky, and then like 6 weeks later, they're like, "Hey, remember like 6 weeks ago when we said this?" It's like, "Yeah, well, that just came true." And you're like, "No, wait a minute, hold on a second." And so, but that's an interesting show. It's called No Agenda Show. They do that twice a week. I listen to a ton. I listen to all the podcasts about podcasting. I'm always thinking somebody's going to get something by me, but
Oh,
they don't.
crap.
Who are you?
But
Are
you
you
know-
Jay-Z?
you know what-
Jay-Z
No,
of
but
podcasting?
you know what? I love that because you got to stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, I have a question. Okay, the guys IT and the D from Podcast Detroit. Bob said he does not listen to any podcasts, and I'm like, how can you hone your skills if you don't listen to what's out there? But they're very successful podcasters, and that's fine. I said, you never listen to the Full Circle Podcast Show? He's like, not one episode. I'm like,
Hey, think about
really?
them. You know what?
And we're supposed to
are
be-
are they coming?
Yeah, no, he's listened to the show.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm going to act that.
But
okay.
But Dave, when did you start caring about podcasters?
Mm-hmm.
You're successful with your own show. When did you take it to another level to say, I want to help other people?
Yeah.
That's actually, I think, comes from my background. I used to teach in the corporate world. I taught a lot of Microsoft Office and time management and customer service and QuickBooks and all that stuff for 20 years. And I've always enjoyed that, just helping people. Like if I can get somebody and they come at me and they go, "Oh, you don't understand. I hate technology. I'm never going to get this. I'm just I'm a lost cause." And a couple hours later, the light bulb comes on. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I can do this." That makes my day. That's
Dave,
more
I'm going to
grateful.
introduce you to my mom. Can you help her with her iPhone and her computer? I need you, Dave.
Absolutely.
I love it.
That's
hilarious.
awesome.
So, but
Go ahead.
the bad news about the corporate world is about every 5 to 7 years, they would hire a bunch of sales guys that couldn't sell.
Right.
And instead of firing those guys, they would downsize the training department.
Oh, my gosh.
And
yes.
so I just saw the writing on the wall. I remember once I was teaching a Microsoft Excel class, and this kid asked me a question, and I did the teacher thing. We were like, "Hey, that's a good question. Let's write that on the board, and we'll talk about it on break." And as I wrote it on the board, he asked his phone and got an answer. And I went, "Oh,
Okay,
I'm gonna get
great. Yeah,
replaced-
you guys don't
I'm
need
going
us.
to get replaced by a phone."
Right.
And so for me, I had to go back to school at one point get a teaching degree. My original degree was in electronic engineering. I went to get a teaching job after I'd been teaching for 10 years, but I didn't really have a degree in it. And so I needed a flexible job that was going to keep me in my phone and my car and some food. And so that's where the School of Podcasting came in.
Nice.
So for me, one of my other backgrounds is I'm a musician, so I'm kind of creative. I'm kind of geeky, and I like to help people. So when you put those all together, podcasting is just a great fit. And
Right
then
on.
the more...
Are
Would
you
you
single?
stop-
Because
and
I
then
do have a
stop
couple
flirting
sisters.
with our guests?
I'm not. I have some sisters, and he said he likes to teach technology. I mean, he would be a great addition to our family.
This man works
you
for
go.
Libsyn. He is the host of the School of Podcasting. He doesn't have time for dating and stuff like that.
Long distance dating
Okay,
may
so
work for Dave.
the question is on the floor. Are you?
I've done
single?
that before. Yeah, I've done the long distance.
Yeah. So
thing.
are you single, Dave?
I am single.
Dave, you
I
do
am
not want to be a
Okay.
Dave, you do not want to be a part of her family. You don't want that, Dave.
Ladies. Dave is single.
Yes.
You have to come
Hello,
to
ladies.
But-
Hey,
to
Dave.
network at the
I have
National
another question
Podcast
for you
Conference.
too, Dave. You were talking about
Yeah.
being let go of your job, and statistics have shown that almost everyone has a podcast show. So, or at least everyone you know, right? Someone with a podcast show. So, when you're talking about remaining relevant in that, and we're talking about people moving into that, why do you think that is, and how do you keep that from becoming a statistics? You know, you pop up. We talk about businesses and that popping up, like podcasts, and then about a month later, they're no longer there.
Well, it's funny because in 2005 they said, "Oh, this is just another fad," and to me, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, at this point, only 60% of people have ever actually listened to a podcast. So we have like another
Right.
40% to go. And what's cool is today, I think it came out like an hour and a half ago. I haven't checked I'll have to check my iPhone, but the new version of the operating system for Apple, all you'll have to do is go, "Hey Siri, subscribe to the School of Podcasting," and she'll go, "Do you want me to subscribe to the School of Podcasting?" And you go, "Yep," and that's it.
I love
So
it.
it's getting easier
Siri
and
never
easier
works
and
for me.
easier.
I only use Siri for Game of Thrones facts.
It's your voice. It's almost basic, but it's not.
I love it.
But I mean, in the early days of the like the iPod, you had to synchronize your iPod to
Right.
iTunes, to your computer, and then we went to iPhones, and then it was like, okay, find that little purple icon on your iPhone, and then click on it, and then search from a show, and then hit subscribe. Now it's like you just say it and it happens. So
That's
it's getting
awesome.
easier and easier and easier, and I just think as more and more people start to listen, they tell two friends and they tell two friends, and I just know for me, once I started listening to podcasts, when I listen to radio now, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh my God,
Oh my
yes.
gosh, I can't believe it.
Well, that's actually a question for us, from us to you. I know several podcasters who have been approached by radio stations. Why would a radio station approach a podcaster?
Well, I've seen that where they kind of use podcasting as like the farming system for radio. Mm-hmm. And I would say if it's a legit radio station, because what they'll do sometimes is they'll go to people and say, "Hey, you can be on the radio," because behind the scenes, every podcaster probably grew up talking into a hairbrush or something, or a cassette deck trying to be
Just
Joe
Darryl.
Radio. And you have to be careful because some of these places are like, "Oh, you can be on the radio on Saturday mornings. It's $500 to do your show, but you can sell ads against that."
Oh my God,
Right,
yes.
'cause I was going to say
Right,
the pay
right.
is minimal.
Then there's the
Yeah,
ones
that's
where they
pay
put
to
you
play,
in
and I'm
some
like, no,
crazy
that's- yeah,
time
that's-
slot that's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
or something stupid.
Because I've been approached and
I-
they've been like, "We like your show and we want you to be."
You know what?
But not your crew.
So Dave,
Do you have any suggestions on people that go like make you part of their cast for free, but then go do all the like Hollywood stuff themselves? Anything you want to say about that, Dave? You can use the name Darryl also as you.
I
address
can't deal.
this.
I can't really deal. Okay, so
Where they good.
you're really gonna answer that? Oh my
if
God!
you have something to say, please.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm
School
no,
Darryl.
Yeah, well,
we got a great group.
Well, Dave, I'm gonna ask you: have you ever thought, since you're single, about doing a singles podcast?
Oh my God.
Where single ladies can call in and you can do the whole.
This is a
"They're the single
different.
ladies,
This
they're
is
the
going so.
Well, I'm just trying to, Dave. There's a niche for that. There is.
This
well,
is
like a
Go
like
on,
an
Dave.
Ask a Dude podcast. Get a male point of view kind
Hey.
of
The
show.
Bachelorette
No,
on podcast.
let's not.
Let's do that. I mean,
I actually,
Dave,
well, it's funny because I
not
started a
entertain
show
us.
Do it,
called
Dave.
I started a show called Building a Better Dave years ago, and it was supposed to be me because I decided I was going to try online dating,
oh my God.
and so it's going to be
Wow.
all the stories of my horrific dates.
Were
And
they?
I did that. And the bad news is the third person I dated, I ended up marrying. So if you listen to that
Well, then
show,
there's
you'll
that.
actually, you'll hear me go through the love affair and the long distance relationships,
love
and then
it.
we finally
So
get married,
rebuild
and
a
then you'll
better
hear
Dave.
about.
There it is. Rebuild.
Building.
And then 8 years later, you'll hear me go through
Oh my God.
a somewhat it's just painful. You know, there are painful divorces that'll just bring your. Mine was like, yeah, we're just done with it, so it wasn't that.
You know, side chicks are a thing, Dave. You could just get a bunch
okay,
of side
so-
chicks. You don't have to get married now. I
so-
mean, this is the new.
Will you
Yeah, that's
stop?
it.
This is a business, man. Will you stop corrupting him?
I'm not corrupting him. He had Build a Better Dave. He's going to do Build a Better Dave too.
Okay, so
There you go.
And you have to meet him. He's going to be looking at you all weird.
My name is
About-
I'm Carmen Miller, by the
No,
way.
no,
C-A-R-M.
so about podcasting. This is Carmen. So about podcasting. Let's get back on that. What would your best piece of advice right now, before we get to the conference and that, what would your best piece of advice be to someone who's considering doing a podcast right now? And we do like shameless plugs, so go right ahead.
Yes. Build
Yeah,
a Better Dave.
I would say number one, kind of have a plan going in. If your goal, let's go this route. If your goal is to make money fast, don't start a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Because making money, you monetize your audience, and it takes time to build your audience. So I'll have people like, yeah, I'm going to start a podcast. I want to quit my job in about 2 months. I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Not.
So, but if you have a passion, if you have a passion and a message, bundle those two together. Find yourself a microphone to start podcasting, because it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It really is. And the friends I've made, that's the cool thing is, I'm going to be obviously up there in Perrysburg over the weekend. Sunday, I'm hanging out with a listener.
So where are you
Yeah,
staying
so-
at, Dave?
Okay,
And what's your room
hotel
number?
you guys ever looked at.
Dave, I can hook you up. We can have you married, and with a new podcast and before you leave.
Right.
I can help you also.
Okay.
See what happened?
Here, have some. I don't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe that I'm offering you some of my junior mints, but here, please take some of my junior mints.
So Dave, okay, so where can people find out more about your podcast, about School of Podcasting?
It's at schoolofpodcasting.com, and if you have questions or anything like that, just click on the contact page. There's a bunch of different ways to contact me.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Ladies, did you hear that? School of Podcasting.
Okay, so we're not doing that.
Multiple ways
That's
to
kind
reach
of
out
not
to
what
Dave.
we're doing today.
But Dave,
If you're nasty.
Honored that you called into the show. Looking forward to seeing you this Saturday, September 23rd.
Yes, we are, Dave.
Fat Fish Blue.
I'll have those pictures of my cousins.
So we'll have a great time. So you have an awesome
Choose which
night.
one you
and
like.
Thank
so
you.
much.
You can take two.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
calling in. Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, thanks, Darryl. Thanks, ladies. I will see you this
you.
weekend.
Okay.
It's Carmen again.
I can't deal with you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Where are we?
I don't even know.
We're almost. We're ahead of time.
Yeah, we are.
What?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Wow.
So about
If you
what
want me
is
to
it?
get your picture to Dave, you guys,
You know
buy
what?
your ticket and
You
email
do have
me.
to buy tickets.
Buy
You
your
do.
ticket and email me, and I will get your picture to Dave.
well, I said we were almost on time, but now we're not.
Really? Is that what happened? Okay.
Okay, what's up? What are we talking about?
Okay. I got my apology. I got an apology.
Is it time? Okay, so let's go through this. This is what you do when you're at that point in the show, and Darryl claims that he's going to be sincere. I have one bone to pick with you. Your apologies do not seem quite as sincere as you'd like to for us to believe.
Will you drop
Well,
the music
well,
in?
okay. I want to apologize to my son. Okay.
Oh, okay. This sounds
Okay,
good.
this might
sounds
be-
good.
this might be
Oh,
sincere.
Okay,
This
listeners,
might really
listen
be
up.
sincere.
I'm feeling this.
Okay,
I'm feeling
I got
this.
it.
I want to apologize to my son.
Okay.
you all know that I live in a predominantly white neighborhood.
What a surprise there.
And because of this, my children
know that?
lack diversity. Okay.
Another surprise.
I think your kids are pretty cool.
Now, my son started going to the local private college in our area.
Right.
And there is some diversity there.
Trump College.
So I said to him, have you met any black girls? And he said, yes. And I was like excited. I was like, oh my God, tell me about her.
Shut
What's
up.
her name?
No, I'm not doing this
All
with
this.
you. I'm not going to do
And
this
so
with
he
you.
said,
I'm not.
her name is Diamond and she's from Detroit. And I was like, are you serious?
Shut up.
He's meeting the wrong black type of
No,
black
no,
people.
no, no, no.
There
no,
are
no,
white
no.
women named Diamond.
Thank you.
And yeah.
And just because you're from Detroit, what's that supposed to mean?
I'm just telling
She's
you what
in
he said.
college.
You're from Cleveland, a mistake on the lake.
Well, I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry for.
Wait.
Diamond from Detroit is going to be. Listen, Diamond.
No, you guys.
Diamond from
Darryl?
Detroit. Let me go there. Diamond from Detroit is in college, and one of these days she is going to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Thank
I'm
you
not
very
impressed.
much.
Or a dancer.
Look, this is the way you know
That's
Darryl.
how she working her way through
You guys-
college. Don't you
okay.
judge Diamond?
Listeners and Darryl.
You gotta
and
make
Carmen,
that money. Don't
you
let
gotta
that
know
money
her
make
middle
you.
name. If her middle name is Diamond Alizé Diamond
Stop.
Moet, then she's
Stop.
not going to be a CEO.
Stop.
She's going to be a dancer.
Stop it.
Wow.
She's
I
already
don't-
destined.
I don't
So,
believe that.
So I want to
I
apologize
think it'll
to
be
my son.
Diamond M or Diamond
Money.
A.
Diamond Millions.
Wow.
Diamond Alizé. If
She doesn't have to
get
use
the middle
her-
name.
she
and
can
then get
use
the
an-
nickname. If her nickname is like Pooters or anything like
That's
that,
not-
or
I
Trey
don't-
Trey,
I don't like
then
that.
no,
I don't
then you're
like
on the
that
right
idea.
track.
I don't like that idea.
This is true.
Okay.
I think that Diamond's going to do amazing, and I think that your son would be very, very cool to
Helping
be
her pick
friends.
up them dollars. Helping her pick up the dollars.
Okay,
God.
well, we'll see. We'll see.
Friends with Diamond.
Rick it up.
Hashtag
Drop it low.
hashtag friends with Diamond.
Hashtag, hashtag Rick it up.
So, sorry, son. I want to apologize.
I think Diamond is
Drop
owed
it low.
I
Wow.
think Diamond is
Back it
owed an
up.
apology. Okay, so before we get into our fitness minute,
compose myself.
we want to thank our other sponsor. For this episode, Giovanna Boudreau.
We love you, girl.
That's my girl, who's founder of Fit Thick Girls, health conscious or struggling women who are trying to lose weight, building a fitness regimen. And please visit her at fitthickgirls.com. Check out Giovanna's blog. She's so honest. Fitness tips, as well as where to purchase her clothing line.
Yep.
Okay, Erica, what do you got for us?
Okay, well, we had someone send in an email and ask us, and the young lady said that she used to work out a lot, okay? A big person that worked out, and she hasn't been able to work out as hard as she used to. And when she wants to know how to get motivated to get back on track, because she's lost her mojo, sort of like Austin Powers, okay?
I would recommend Mishkato.
Okay, Carmen is the songstress, so we're not going to listen to the songstress. But I would say you want to start living in the present, okay? Not the past. Many times, we'll set a trap for ourselves by setting our expectations with our workouts. And we think about how they need to feel and to look. And think about what's going on social media. I mean, if you're not pulling an alligator out of the lake and carrying it on your back, pulling a semi-truck behind you, or doing all kind of weird fitness Olympics, then people are like, that's not a real workout. All your workouts, whether it's walking, running, pulling that alligator, they are all workouts. So if you were doing that and now you can't, again, there's a passage I love that says, my future will be greater than my past.
I love it.
Just believe that and begin there by assessing where you are today. Even if it means, guess what? You're starting with a lighter workout, just walking around the block. That's how I had to start. You're picking up a lighter set of weights. Focus on the intensity and in building your body stronger than it is today.
Wow.
Nice.
Very good.
Okay, everybody.
Cool.
So what have we got
Are you
going
inspired?
on this weekend? I want to just tell everybody, be sure to come out to the National Podcast Power Conference. This is going to be something that sets Toledo on fire. This is so cool. We've got people from around the country, and I want to promote that as what we've got going on this weekend.
Right. I love it. I cannot wait.
That's what we've all got going on this
Dave
weekend.
Jackson has this thing. He wants people to call into his show and say, because of my podcast, so-and-so happened, basically.
Okay.
And because of our podcast, we have birthed the National Podcast Power Conference. We're meeting, we met a
said we.
lot of great,
He said, we.
I said
I'm so excited.
You're getting a Christmas card again.
we. No, I mean, we have met some really, really great people.
I can't wait to put faces with the callers. I can't wait to put faces with the names of our regular callers.
I can't wait to get Dave Jackson the pictures of my cousins. I'm gonna go and get those. I'm gonna use my iPhone though.
We want to do this next year. So the people there, be on your best behavior.
Oh
okay?
God, here we go.
I want them to come.
Go.
Don't, and no wine, please.
Okay, I know. No lampshade. If you don't have a lampshade, then I'm fine.
Can I tell you a secret?
Uh-oh.
The bar's open.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna have a really good time. So we hope to see you all there.
Absolutely.
I don't mean open bar. I mean it's gonna be manned by bartenders, and you're gonna pay for your drink.
We can't hook you guys up. There's no hookups. There's no hookups.
And
so
you haven't met the guys from
there are
Podcast
setups.
Detroit, Carmen.
No, I can't wait.
You've been warned.
All
Okay.
right.
What time do we need to be there? I don't even know the time I need
I'll
to
be there like 7-ish.
Okay, people that are working for free, what time do we have to be there?
Well, I probably can handle everything by myself.
You know what? Do you know what?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. That's not what we're doing here. So we want to thank everybody for helping us achieve over 700 likes on our Facebook page. Get those numbers up, guys. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell people you don't like to come check us out, and we'll talk about
Tell
them
your wife.
too.
Wow.
Come to our Facebook page, and also we have almost 180 subscribers to our YouTube channel, which I think is even more fun because you get to see us.
Those spots are going fast.
That's right.
Those spots are going fast. So get your like in.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a used car.
That's my used car.
So thanks to everybody for sharing our posts. Also, please subscribe to our show on iTunes. If you give us a 4.0 or a 5.0 star review, we will announce your name during the show. And also, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Libsyn, Three Kings Clothing, and Podcast Detroit. Also, Marmite Records.
Our boy
Yep.
And don't forget to join us at the National Podcast Power Conference.
This Saturday.
Get your tickets.
Necklines will be in the house.
I hope so.
Oh God! You know what? Okay, I think I will. I'm gonna.
And
I'm dressing Amish.
And those, I want you to wear those pantyhose. When they come up to the knee.
Oh my God! Thigh highs.
Okay.
I'm not
He's talking
doing
about
that.
knee highs.
That's
He
not
said
gonna
up
happen.
to the knee.
I'm not doing that.
That's some grandma stuff.
I'm not gonna
You
do
have a
knee
weird
highs.
fetish. You have a very weird fetish.
No, I'm trying to calm
probably-
things down. You ever seen Carmen perform?
He probably likes the ones that roll down.
Yeah,
that look like
yep.
the orthopedic.
With the little shoes with the bow at the top.
But can you wear some black comfortable shoes?
We're gonna call Karen
I don't
and
know
ask
if I
her to do all
own
that.
comfortable shoes.
Karen, if you're
I'm
listening,
talking about those big, thick, with the thick heel, comfortable shoes.
The what? The nurses'
posturepedic shoes?
Wait. The nurses' board shoes.
FTNA shoes,
Right.
the
Wow.
clogs.
Okay, we got 5 minutes and we will be out here early.
What?
Eric's going to owe me $5.
Oh my God. Okay, let me do this real quick. You can always visit us at www.fullcirclepodcastshow.com. And all our info is there, including ordering my CDs and Darryl's latest book. You can also email us at fullcirclepodcastshow@gmail.com for questions, comments, or if you want to be a guest or even sponsor of an episode or show. You can check us out on iTunes and Stitchers. Thank you, and remember, take a stand for something. You have an opinion? Use it.
I love it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Crime. Let's get it together. Education. Let's get it together. Marriage. Let's get it together. Politics. Let's get it together. Full circle. Poverty. Let's get it together. Race. Let's get it together. Full circle.